all that being said, domestics, I was a little sad that it didn't get a full theatrical release because I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I know it did that, but I mean, was that something that you kind of were disappointed in, or were you happy? Because I will say this also, one of the things that I've always loved is that to this day, whenever your physical media comes out, you'll go and buy it.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's something that I've always loved. When I was talking before about like whenever you meet certain people, you can just be like, "Oh no, that's a movie person." Is that was one of the biggest things to me? Is like, dude, you're going and buying your own physical media. That's awesome.
Mhm.
So I mean, were you hoping for like a theatrical stuff, or was that more of like you were fine with the way it came out?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think there were things that happened behind the scenes that I unfortunately don't know all the specifics of that led it to being just kind of a limited release. Like I believe it was released in like 20 cinemas
Mm.
for like a week or two or something like that. Like it played in LA, New York, Texas, um, a couple of like the bigger
Market,
cities. Um, and I think we even had we had a showing here in Minneapolis, so it was fine. I mean, yeah, it's hard when like the sort of concept behind it is, yeah, we want to do a big release, and then suddenly they decide against it. And again, I know that there were some things that were behind the scenes that went on that I mean, maybe for the best, that I didn't fully hear
yeah.
everything about, and on why it was that whole strategy was abandoned. Because at the end of the day, I remember when we screened the movie for MGM, like everybody was extremely happy. Like even though there were moments of contention at times, and we butted heads, at the end of the day, like we walked away and we were all really proud of it. And it was like I left shaking hands with all those guys, and just everybody was like, you know what, we're really proud of this, great job. Like this is, I know it was hard at times. Like everybody kind of everybody understood that it was a challenge to get through. And after we parted ways, it was all on good terms. But again, I don't know all the answers to why. There could have been a multiple different things, but yeah.
But the
It's, but,
positive is,
ultimately, like you said, it came out on DVD, it came out streaming, and I getting a little bit of the back end off of it. The movie the movie didn't do poorly for it only being released in a few screens, and obviously having the physical media and streaming release. Like um it did fairly decent for just being sort of released out into the wild that way. And so that was something that I was very proud of. I was like, wow, I thought this was a complete like, not to say that the movie is a failure, but I was kind of like, oh, this freaking fail. It's not the big theatrical thing.
right.
I remember because you go into these things, and sometimes you have these delusions of grandeur, like, oh my god, it's my first big theatrical movie, and then everything's gonna be smooth sailing from here on. Nah, that's like that's 1%, that's 2% of people who come out doing something that really breaks the mold, and it's at the right place at the right time. And that was not this. And but definitely seeing the fruits of our labor, and then the movie finding its sort of cult fandom later on was definitely something where it's like, okay, this is really cool.